In his enlightening Pravachans, Maharaj often reminds us that contentment is not the result of acquiring everything you desire. It is the fruit of realizing you already have what God wills for you. This teaching, strikes at the very root of human restlessness. Maharaj explains that divine grace is not just in granting wishes, but in granting the wisdom to be happy, regardless of whether our wishes are fulfilled. Today's reflection really perfectly mirrors Maharaj's guidance, that our real self is untouched by worldly acquisitions or losses, and true contentment comes only when the heart is anchored in God, not in the changing tides of fortune. Our body is made of the 5 primal elements. We should realize which of these is my true self, the true E. It is clear that I is not unlike these elements perishable. The real I comes from the eternal cosmic soul, and therefore this I tries to return to the original reality, to recover the eternal existence, together with its unfailing state of happiness. When we feel devoid of this happiness, we can conclude that there is something wrong somewhere. God created man with a seed of his own potential in him in order to perfect an imperfect and unhappy world. This could be done if we know what detracts from the innate happiness. When we know that a certain road is infested by highwaymen, we travel with a certain preparedness. One who is a true devotee is undaunted by obstacles. He does not mind trouble, for he works for God. An actor may play the part of a king in a drama, but cannot, in his heart of hearts, forget that he is a hireling. Similarly, we should play our part in the world with full awareness of our true position. We, however, fall a prey to the illusion that material things are lasting, and getting ensnared into attachment for them, attach unjustified importance to self-pride. Also, we imagine that happiness lies in something that we do not possess, and therefore pine for what is not. We crave for evanescent sensual pleasures, and are pained when we discover their shallowness. He is truly wise who realizes the intrinsic value of things. Pundits and scholars talk about paramartha in bombastic terms and scare the common man into feeling that paramartha is a thing beyond his reach. This feeling is obviously fallacious. Paramartha is indeed essential, even indispensable, for every human being. It encompasses all branches of knowledge, just as the many rooms in a house are covered by a single roof. The Shastras prescribe rules to be observed, the object being to discipline the mind and body. Add nama to this, and forge a link which puts you directly in touch with God. Remember that man is born, not for perishable worldly objectives, but for nothing less than the attainment of the eternal reality, and its attribute of pure, permanent bliss, and lasting and unperturbable contentment. To live in nama-smarana is the easiest way to realize that condition. Thirumangai Azhwar's life offers a powerful example of how divine grace transforms restlessness into contentment. Before becoming an Azhwar, Thirumangai was a chieftain, deeply attached to power, wealth, and pleasures. Yet, despite having everything a worldly man could desire, his mind was never at peace. One turning point came when he encountered a deeply spiritual maiden, Kumudavali, who refused to marry him unless he served 1,000 Vaishnavas every day with food and humility. At first, Thirumangai undertook the task to win her hand, but in the process, his heart began to soften. Feeding the devotees and hearing their kirtans awakened something within him, a joy that was far richer than the pleasure of possessions or authority. Eventually, he exhausted all his wealth in seva and had nothing left for himself. It was at this very point of material emptiness that he experienced the fullness of spiritual grace. Lord Narayana himself came to him, initiated him with the Ashtakshara mantra, and filled him with divine bliss. From then on, Thirumangai Azhwar wandered from shrine to shrine, singing the Lord's praises, content not because he had everything, but because he had found the one who was everything. This shows us that divine grace does not merely remove our hardships, it removes the ignorance that makes us think we need more than God to be happy. Maharaj beautifully summarizes, "Contentment is a sign that the heart has been touched by God's own hand. Thirumangai Azhwar's journey teaches us that true contentment is born when the soul recognizes that nothing in the material world can surpass the joy of union with the divine. Let us therefore stop pining for what we lack and start rejoicing in the grace we already have. The chance to remember His name, a mind anchored in nama-smarana, will be like a calm lake, reflecting the beauty of God without being disturbed by the winds of fortune.